Hey everyone, it's Greg from Stationery Shenanigans. I have a package from JetPen, so you know what that means. My planner for 2024 has officially arrived, and I thought we could unbox it together. So I only ordered the one thing, which was my planner, and let's open it up. Some of y'all are not going to be surprised at this. I've hinted at this is the planner I think I want to go back to. And then I'll talk about why. If I can find a way to cut this open without ruining the planner. It's packed in really tightly. Let's see. Okay, this might have to be an off-camera moment. Okay, we're back. So I got the package open, and here we go. Ta-da! I chose a Jibun Techo Biz for 2024, and I got it in the A5 slim size. Now, I've mentioned it before, but in 2022 I used the Jibun Techo Biz, and it was probably my most favorite planner I've used all around in terms of the quality of it, the things that are contained in the planner itself, the paper quality. Y'all know that Kokuyo paper is my all-time favorite. No hate against the Tomori River people, but there's just like a difference for me. And so this year I decided to go up a size. And I was watching a video by, let me find, I jotted it down. The channel name is Thoughts Along Life's Highway, and I'll go ahead and link her below because I apologize, I can't think of her name off the top of my head. But she did a really great video that kind of shows you the details of the Jibun Techo Biz and the comparison between the B6 Slim and the A5 Slim. So let's go ahead and open up the A5. I feel like the B6, I have big hands for reference. I've talked about it before, so just keep that in mind. But the B6 worked pretty well for me for 2022. A lot more note-taking and things like that I need to have more space. And that's why I decided to just go for the A5 size. Now, my other concern is weight, since I carry a lot of things around and they pretty much feel the exact same weight. So let's open it up. Okay, so here we have the packaging, log your life. It says weekly, monthly, yearly schedule, monthly project, my dream, money plan, weekly plan, Japan map, list of 100 wishes, favorite phrases, recommendations, books, movies, gifts, and promise, looking back, and personal data. So kind of I feel like is a catch-all, and then the cover is also removable. So it shows you here kind of like the outline of the page. And if I do recall, they have a sample of how you could set up your pages, but I might be confusing that with a different brand. I'm not sure. So ignore the plastic noise as I open this up. Okay, taking that off. Smells nice and new. So just off the top, just to do a size comparison here. And I got it in this beige color because I just love beige. It's a long story, but I love tan and beige colored things. You all know that green is my favorite color, but beige and tan are like my second favorite. So I actually ordered this from JetPens because my favorite online retailer, Tokyo Pen Shop, did not have this in the beige. They only had it in the matte black and the matte navy blue. And I really wanted the beige, so that's why I went with JetPens. I believe the A5 size was on sale. I think it was about $38, so $40 after taxes, which I still think is pretty competitive compared to like the cost of Hobonichis. And yeah, so we have like a front pocket here. It's got a nice plastic vinyl feeling to it, which I love. It kind of protects your planner. And open it up. We have these three little card pockets here, and then the big pocket here. 2024 for your name. How to use your Jibun Techo. Most of it's in Japanese, but of course you can go ahead and use Google Translate. Oh, actually they say here's a link. You can find a translation of these instructions on the following website. Okay, cool. So, okay, I was right. So it kind of shows you how you can set up your different things. Again, this is in Japanese, so we can just use our imagination. And we have a yearly layout on one page for 2024, and then kind of like to reference back to 2023 on half a page, and then going ahead to 2025 on another half of the page. But don't know if I can go ahead that far yet mentally. Then we have our, I guess this is called year on a page or something like that. Age chart, my dream, money plan. I'm not sure how I'm going to use these pages yet, but I like having them for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know if all my dreams will fit onto one page, but we can try. Japan map, which is cool. Weekly plan. So this, I really like this because, actually, is there only one or two of these? So there's only one, which is kind of a bummer. I wish they would have two of these. But again, I'm thinking of an academic mindset, so I can plan out my spring semester on here. And I might do something crazy like maybe use a friction pen to do my semester schedule, and then that way for fall semester I can use this page again. It's really helpful, especially when I have to figure out where I have to be at different times of the day. But that's just like your general undated weekly plan. Then we have our wishes list. We got 100 of them. Our favorite phrases. I think I did use this part in my 2022 version to put quotes from Judge Judy on there that I thought were funny. Recommendation list, that's one thing I do want to do more of in 2024, is to actually watch the movies and series that people recommend to me, because I'll go ahead and open up Netflix or Hulu or something and think of what was I going to watch? Someone said to watch this, but I couldn't remember what it was. So I do want to do something like this in terms of tracking my books I read too. Oh, and there's actually a book list, so maybe I'll just do all my book stuff here. This works for me both personally and professionally because as I do my PhD in English, there is a lot to read. We read all the time. So this might be a good way to kind of track things, or I might only use it for my personal books, haven't decided yet. Movie list, like I was just saying, gifts received, gifts given, promise list, that's interesting, promises to who, I guess to myself, and then some blank pages. Then we have this like chart for each month through 2024. And just to comment on the reason why this is biz is because it's like business, so the colors are muted. We have a muted red, muted blue, and muted black or gray compared to the Jibun Techo, which has like orange, green, and some other bright colors. I love the muted colors because, as I've said before, so much of the stationery and planner community is just really bright and colorful. It's marketed towards women overall. A lot of prints are floral and all that, and of course there's nothing wrong with that, but not everyone wants to have a notebook or planner, taken out on your desk at work and having all that. So I appreciate the muted vibe. So then we have like the monthly here. Let's start with January. We're over December. So here's the monthly spread out for each month. We have kind of like, so it's grid here. You have like a checklist. You have a mood. It starts on Monday, which I love because I love having weekend days clumped together. I don't like the Sunday through Saturday because I feel like having the weekends tacked on at the end, because a lot of stuff you do is over the whole weekend, so I like having them clumped together. Self-explanatory. And then let's jump to a week. Oh, it goes to March of 2025, so that's nice for planning out at the end of 2024. And then here is a weekly spread. Let's look at, it started in December, okay. But mentally I was not ready to make my planner decision yet. So let's go to January. This is the week that we're in. We see the spread here again with that big checklist. Then we have the mood stuff at the bottom in a box. Then we have the weather here, which honestly you could use that, not the weather. Sunset, sunrise, you could use for like your meals. The weather is actually on these little boxes up top. And then the moon phases. And then ideally, so these, let's try to zoom in. This is turning into like a whole Jibun Techo video, isn't it? So the dark circles are the times. This is midnight to 6 a.m. I guess they keep this smaller because they assume you're sleeping during that time. And this is a good box to just put like general things in. And then the time is spread from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the light. So the color there is under the assumption that it is light out. This is daytime. And then the dark circles continue again at 5 p.m. to midnight. So kind of like while you're sleeping and then throughout the day. and then in the evening, and then an empty box here. So I feel like this is plenty of room to write things. For me, it's a really good size in terms of my big hands. And I just realized that I do like the vertical because I have to use Gmail's calendar at my university job, and then I also use my Outlook calendar at my government job, and everything is vertical. So for me to be able to glance at my shared calendars on Google and then glance at my planner just makes like the mental game of figuring out what's at what time a lot easier. So I decided to stick with the vertical for my actual planning. Let's jump back to the end of the book because I don't want this video to be long of me ranting. There's just a few pages of note paper, nothing crazy. Don't rely on this for like if you're a notebook kind of person, you're gonna have to have one separate. And then we have a looking back on 2024, personal data, and then some other stuff in Japanese. And then it does have a pen loop here in the back, and then a little card slot here. And I do like having these kind of slots in a planner too, just because when you get stuff throughout the day and you can tuck it in there safely. And yeah, so that is my Jibun Techo that I plan on using for 2024. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever used a Kokuyo planner, whether it's the Jibun Techo or Biz or the regular Jibun Techo. They do have ones that are like for daily pages, but I've just found that keeping it not as heavy, keeping it smaller, and keeping everything at a week is just more functional for me. I can really only take things 1 week at a time at this point, so yeah, thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great new year. Take care.